Hey everybody, how's everyone doing? Let's see. Just give me 1 second here. Just gonna finish posting about the stream here. That way more friends potentially come through. Hey Isabel! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alright, just gonna post that on ye old Instagram story, and we should be good to go. Alright. Let's see here. Alright, alright, alright. Hey, JC, good to see you again. How goes it? How goes it? Let's see. We'll just chill out kind of a little bit as we're waiting for more people to trickle in, potentially. And also finish sorting out my workstation here. My organizing time got cut a little into tonight by dinner, so got just a couple of things to tidy up right here. But I think that's good to hear. That's good to hear that you are indeed thriving. Oh, I see him on the screen. Ah, perfect. That is good to hear, because that means that the changes I made to chat are indeed working, and it means that all my effort was not in vain to fix it. So that's good. All right, let me make sure. Let's see. So whether 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Okay, gotcha. So we're gonna be right there. Duh. Alright. To mute, but I'm staying. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Sounds good. Sounds good. Good luck with tutoring. What's the subject tonight? Out of curiosity. Let's see. Yeah, the chat looks great on the screen. That's great. That's good to know. I was trying to make it look as like clean and tidy, but also visible as possible. Hey, Erica, good to see you. How you doing? Let's see. Just letting all the peeps know that I am now live and will not be able to text them back for a bit while I spend time with all of you lovely people. Alright. Gonna fade out our music just real quick. Let me bring the music back here in just a little bit. But first, I have a story time for y'all. So I went. Oh, that's good to hear that you're doing fine. I'm doing all right. I've had quite the interesting day. This isn't what the story I was about to tell is about, but I'll tell this story too. Today was a very busy, very hectic day at work. Basically, a bunch of like people were out, basically, and I just had to cover in a lot of different places today. Which was hectic, a bit unexpected, but you know, we got through. I am tired, but you know, I'm looking at it and I'm like, you know, I really impressed myself today because like I really held down the fort today in a way that like, you know, had you asked me like, you know, 3, 4, 5 months ago when I first started this job, if I could, I wasn't sure if I could, I wouldn't be sure if I could like answer that question, but no, today went actually really quite well. So yeah, I'm proud of myself for getting through it. Hey Zeal, how you doing, fellow gamer? Good to see you. Good to see you. Right, story time. So this past weekend, you know, was a long weekend, and I went to my my Warhammer group's sort of twice monthly meetup. Part of this really great group of people who get together twice a month at a couple of the game stores around the city. We get together, we play, you know, Warhammer 40k. We have a decently strong size of Age of Sigmar players too, and some 40k kill team players in there as well. And some Necromunda as well, which is another miniatures game made by Games Workshop. Takes place in the same universe as 40k. This weekend was a lot of fun. I played this really great battle royale game against these two really nice guys who play Tyranids and Chaos Space Marines, both of which are armies I had A, never played against before, and B, I don't own myself, so I didn't really know anything about them going in. It started off as a normal 1v1, but then there was one other person, one of them, the Tyranids player, didn't have an opponent. So we decided, like, you know what, let's look up the rules for the Battle Royale game mode and let's just all play together. Because I had recently discovered that there is a way to play a Battle Royale game of Warhammer through this other YouTube channel, Dice Check. They've played it a couple of times on their live stream, and it looks like a lot of fun, and I had been waiting for an excuse to try it out with people, so like this seemed like the perfect opportunity, so they did that. But you see, my story isn't even about how that game went, which was fantastic, by the way. We didn't get to finish it, because of course we didn't, because, like, you know, games take hours at a time. We only had a few hours at the game store that they would like let us there for, based on like our rental. But what the story is really about is the birthday party that happened, or that was ending as we were coming into the store. So for context, our meetup started officially at 7 p.m., but some people were going to roll up early to try and get their game started early. Little did we know that there was, like, I'm going to say he was probably like 8 or 9 years old. This 8 or 9-year-old kid's birthday party was going on right before we were due to start, before the tables were supposed to be ours. And these kids, oh my God, I mean, after they like, with them in this space, I'm pretty sure like the decibel level, like, dectupled, was like multiplied like freaking tenfold, because they were so loud. And like the game store we're at it's pretty small. Like it's a great space, but it's like pretty tight quarters, you know, and like their voices were just reverberating all throughout the room. When the cake came out, they were ironically quieter as they were trying to sing happy birthday, and then the party favors came out. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, Christian, what do party favors have to do with anything? Like, you know, like, yeah, they're kids, they get excited about stuff, but like, surely they're not getting that, like, out of control over a simple party favor, right? And you'd be right to assume that, unless, of course, however, the party favor happens to be Pokemon cards. This is something that I'm only kind of like vaguely aware of, but like Pokemon cards are like really, 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 really hot right now with like younger demographics. In fact, looking back, I had realized that like back home in my home state, in all of our local Targets, they had taken off all of the Pokemon product from the shelves for some reason. I never understood why it was. I assumed it was because people were stealing it. Turns out no, little kids were probably fighting over it, because then what the parents of the birthday boy did was they got everyone like 3 Pokemon booster packs, each kid, and there were like 20 kids got 3 Pokemon booster packs. Now, if I remember correctly, let me just look up the price of like a standard booster pack real quick. Pokemon TCG booster pack. Okay, it's nothing too egregious. They're like $4 or $5 per, based on which set you're getting. So that's not like super duper bad, right? Great party favor though, it seems like, or so I thought, because then when the packs came out, the kids started like going for them. They were like grabbing them. I think one kid started getting really upset because I think one of the packs that he grabbed got like bent or something, as like all the kids were like, yeah, exactly, Zeal, they got money if they can afford to buy all those booster packs for them kids. And so like this one kid was like getting really upset because, you know, like they don't want their cards bent or whatever. And I was like, oh, I really feel for that kid. And then like, and then the chaos just got worse from there. Then they started to open them, and this one kid cracked a foil. I think it was like a Noivern. It was either a Noivern or it was like a Crobat or something. It was some like one of the like dark flying type bat looking Pokemon or whatever. And the kids go freaking wild. They start like, it's like the freaking New York Stock Exchange in there all of a sudden, because now they're all like, oh my God, can I trade you this? Can I trade you? Do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? And I'm like, And me and like the rest of like the 20 somethings and 30 somethings in our gaming group are just sort of standing there watching this happen as we're waiting for them to like let go of our tables, and we're like, oh my god. But it was also like kind of heartwarming too to see like these kids get so excited over like Pokemon cards, kind of like we all would have when we were like younger kids and like teenagers and stuff too. I don't know. Yeah. Point is, what's the point here? This doesn't really have anything to do with me. This is just like a fun thing that I observed during my my weekend wargaming meetup. I thought it was just super hilarious and funny to tell about. So yeah, there we go. So with all that out of the way, with all that story time out of the way, oh, let me just fix my light real quick. I probably should move this out of the way. Okay, perfect. Cool. So tonight's gonna be pretty straightforward, pretty simple. We're just gonna finish what we started last week. We are going to continue. Yeah. Oh yeah, massive bro moment right there. But yeah, we're just gonna continue what we started last week. We're just gonna get back to building the rest of our Sisters of Battle, and then we might even get to base decoration if we move fast enough tonight. So I am going to get to that. I'm going to turn the music back up for all of us. Let's see, I need to turn that up back up a little bit more. Y'all can hear the music, right? There we go, that should be good. Alright, so without further ado, let's get into it. Let's get that nice and focused. And there we go. Meanwhile, while I get started with this, I would love to hear any stories y'all have from your week. Appreciate y'all checking in at the top of the stream, letting me know how you are. Let me know how else you are, what else you got going on, things like that. Let's see. 38, 36. Okay. Alright, so we need parts 38 and 36 to start off with. Let me move my microphone over here. I'm also trying to I gotta make sure like my mic isn't like in my face. I looked back at my VOD from last week's stream, and I realized like my microphone is literally in my face for like a solid 3/4 of the stream. Whoopsies. But either way. Here we go. Okay, so parts 38 and 36. 38 and 36. Nope. Not this sprue. Not this sprue either. Let's see. Or I might have just missed it actually. Hold on. What am I looking for? I'm looking for like a back piece. I'm looking for... Did I already build this sister? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Huh. Hold on, let me check the sprue here to see if like... Let me check the empty spaces here to make sure. Oh, I apparently already built this sister. Yep, number 38 and 36. Yeah, I already built this one. Okay, cool. We already built this one. Kind of lost my place. I'm not used to building across multiple like hobbying sessions. I usually like to get all my she built herself. True. A very Toy Story moment. Toy Story TM. Please don't come after me, Pixar. Let's see. She's independent. Yeah, she pulled herself up by her her power armor's bootstraps, yeah. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Okay, parts 51 and 50. These need to be glued together first before we do anything else. So let's go ahead and clean these up a little bit. Okay. Let's see. Okay. All right. Like I said, next time we're just, you know, cleaning up the mold lines and stuff. And all the extra little bits from the sprue branches as well before we do any sort of attaching. Just to make sure we get the cleanest look possible without, you know, stressing too much over this as well at the same time. Alright. Alright, and these two should be ready to attach now, so... I think they go together like so. Yep, that looks like a pretty decent dry fit, so I think we're good in that regard. Alright. Let's see here. Y'all can still hear me with my mic like this, right? Oh, yeah, actually, I can hear myself over the monitor. We're fine, we're fine. We are fine. Might have to dig out the standby plastic cement here tonight, actually. Let's see here. Just gotta hold that together till that starts to melt. Okay, cool. Y'all can still hear me? Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay. Alright, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Alright, next part. Part 49. Decided to bring back the Sakura Dreams playlist from last week too for our music this evening, since everyone seemed to like that one a lot. So I figured, why not? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's see here. Cool. Yeah, this is what I like so much about like building sisters, is that they're just kind of easy, you know? Like I probably mentioned this before. This is an army that this is like only one of a few armies I've built at least some models from. And I gotta tell you that out of all the ones that it is so chilled, and it is in fact a 10 out of 10 playlist as well. I agree. What was I gonna say? Out of all the armies I've built, the sisters are definitely the easiest easiest time I've had like building. Just because there aren't really like any sort of fussy bits, and because also too that sisters were actually more had more recently come into plastic. In terms of like their model line, they got like a bit more of a modern design principle behind them. And what I mean by that is back in the early days of Warhammer, shoot, okay, I totally did that to myself. Back in the early days of Warhammer, models used to come in one of two materials, neither of which are that easy to work with compared to plastic, and those were resin and metal. And Sisters of Battle earlier on in Warhammer 40k's history were much like harder to collect army. They were much more like premium, sort of like, not premium, but like sort of like rarer, hard to get army. And part of that was because all Sisters models used to be metal. Imagine trying to paint prime paint and work with like metal miniatures, right? And imagine also trying to like maintain them and keep them clean, because, you know, metal, you know, erodes and rusts over time. Although, I mean, I don't know if for a fact like the Warhammer miniatures of old had that issue, but like, you never know, it's a possibility. can never be too certain with metal that things won't go wrong, quite frankly. But yeah. And this was true, like, yeah, metal, exactly, right? Like, when I first learned that, I'm like, that is freaking bonkers. Like, who on earth would buy that? And the answer is Warhammer fans from, like, the late 80s and, like, all the way to, like, the late 90s, I want to say. And Sisters, they stayed in metal for a long, long time, even longer after that. I don't think they came into plastic until, like, let's see, we're in the 9th edition of the game right now. I don't think they came into plastic until, like, if I remember correctly from what I read, I think it was like 7th edition. I could be wrong though. So that would put 7th edition would be about, like, you know, I want to say like minimum like 10 years ago or so, something like that. I remember hearing that 7th edition had lasted for a long, long time. And I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but to explain just for like context, the game goes through like different editions over time because, like, you know, the game is found at the end of the day inside of like these books that contain all the rules, like your army's codex, the core rule book, etc. It's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, how there are like 5 editions of Dungeons and Dragons, and we're currently in the 5th edition of Dungeons and Dragons in 5e, as it's called, or as it's known colloquially. We're currently in the 9th edition of Warhammer 40k, with rumors circulating that the 10th edition is supposed to start soon, which is kind of wild to think about, considering that we only started 9th edition, like, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago. So pretty quick progression through 9th edition. It has been, for sure. And yet it's ironic because, like, so this is a kind of a really silly thing that Games Workshop, the makers of Warhammer, do. They don't release every army's 9th edition codex at the same time. For example, like, Sisters came out in like early 9th edition. The Tau Empire, which is another army, their codex came out last January of 2022, like a month into me being in the hobby. Tyranids came out last April. We just got the Imperial Guard Codex, the army that oops, sorry for the camera shake. The army that this little guy is from. We just got their 9th edition codex. Actually, that's why this was the mini of the month for February, to celebrate the release of the Imperial Guard Codex. Isabel says, "Don't even get me started on this." Oh, yes. The rules. The Warhammer 40k rules are the ones that everyone loves to hate and everyone hates to love. Because truthfully, everything is kind of like extremely disorganized when it comes to, yeah, it really is the worst design thing ever. Like, as much as I love this game, like, that is one thing I will always hold true, is that it is one of the worst design things ever. Like, the way they release rules. Because here's what happens, right? You take an army like Sisters, that were released, like, you know, sometime in like earlier 9th edition, right? And they were actually pretty stupidly powerful earlier on in 9th edition, right? And so that, of course, means that, like, Games Workshop, they see this, and this is kind of a gross oversimplification of the problem, but, like, what I mean is that, you know, they see Games Workshop, they see that, like, an army is, like, overperforming, and they're like, okay, well, we're gonna fix this balance issue by releasing the next codex, and we're gonna make it, like, oppressively powerful compared to this army that's currently at the top. That way, you know, the game will kind of, like, the balance, the win rates and everything will kind of fix themselves, right? No, literally, and I'll get to that point in just a little bit, Isabel. So what you have is you have a progression throughout 9th edition where the more recent your codex is, the more powerful it tends to be overall. Like, I remember in my game this past Monday, like I said, one of my opponents were playing like Chaos Space Marines and Tyranids, both of which are very much late 9th edition codexes. Chaos Space Marines came out like a couple months ago, and Tyranids came out last April, and both were very, very oppressively powerful armies. And like, you know, yeah, sisters are kind of glass cannons with everything being sort of like low toughness and only having 1 HP a piece, but like, or 1 wound rather, excuse me, let me use the correct terminology, before the fan base comes at me. And what happened was, like, you know, they were like wiping out whole squads of even some of my tougher troops at a time. And then I remember I saw the Tyranid guy take his big old Tyrannifex with this like giant cannon and literally one-shot the Chaos Space Marines Venom Crawler, which is another like giant sort of monster type unit. And I'm like, what the actual heck did I just witness? And also, I was very glad that that gun was not pointed at any of my gals, because sheesh, like, ugh, that was awful. Yeah, power creep is a huge problem. And just like Isabel said, like, if they would just release all the codexes at the same time, we wouldn't have this issue of power creep, because then all of the codexes by necessity would have to be balanced against each other at the same time. Instead of this sort of reactionary relationship we have right now among all the codexes, where the later codexes are more powerful because they were developed in response to the power and might of codexes that were already released. So yeah. This game is still super duper fun though. I just wish that they would run it a little bit better. Tizzle. Let's see, what do we have next? We need a combo flamer for the, or not a combo, hand flamer for this sister. Not a hand flamer, it's just a flamer actually. So we need part 60. Where is part 60? Doesn't appear to be on this sprue. Oh, it's because I'm looking at the wrong one. Silly me. I thought this was the sprue I already had. Yeah, here we go. Part 60 right here. Here it is right here. Perfect. Let's see here. Got the flamer. 54 and 53 go right here. And these are, I think, our last 2 parts before this sister is done. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Alright, so let's give these a good clean. Terrific. Just going to... Let's see. Also, forgive me, y'all, if I miss any chats or if I seemingly respond to sort of any chats late. I mean, I know there's obviously like stream latency, but it looks like Stream Elements is being a little laggy tonight, because I'm noticing that the chats are appearing like on my live feed, like on screen for you, before they hit my chat widget on OBS, which to me indicates that Stream Elements is being a little silly, a little unhelpful this evening. But I mean, free web-based software that gives me everything I need to make my chat overlays. Can I really complain? Not really. I can complain about this one bit though. What the f— Anyway, okay. I did not keep track of which arm is which here. Oh boy. I think this is the right arm. This looks like this is the right arm, or rather the left arm. This is the right. Okay. Oh yeah, I see, because this has to be the left arm, or the right arm rather, because the rest of the hand is already on the gun. T. Ignore that. Ignore that T. How about no? How about no? In fact, can we get some T's in the chat for Isabel real quick? Just cause. Oh, hi Rosie. Hi, sweet girl. For those of you who don't know, Rosie is Isabel's dog. One of two of them, actually. She is a very sweet, very wholesome Chihuahua mix. The only valid Chihuahua, in my opinion. I don't like Chihuahuas by and large, but I love Rosie, though. She's such a sweet gal. Such a funny gal, too. And we see the T's in the chat are now rolling in. Thank you so much, everybody, for the T's in the chat. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. I'm sure Isabel does, too. I'm such a goofy goober. Anyway. Twice. Oh, yeah. Y'all know that Twice song, TT Goes Crazy, so Isabel, you're valid with the T. I forgot about Twice. I don't know how I could forget about Twice, but I did. And I accidentally broke this off the base. Honestly, that's okay, though, because I'd rather assemble this without the base. Oh, hi, Sabrina. Welcome in. Glad you could pop by. Popeyes. Its finger looking good. Wait, is that the right slogan? Shoot. Anyway, hi, Sabrina. Glad you could come by for a bit. Have fun with class. Okay. Let's try to get these arms situated first, and then we will go in and attach the flamel. That is to say the flamer, of course. Now I am noticing a rather hideous mold line on the back of our sister's helmet right here. So let me see what I can do. About that. Gonna be even gentler with scratching this out because I'm using the sharp part of the knife. Just so I can kind of apply a bit more oomph to it without having to worry about potentially taking the hat off or the HUD off. Whenever I see things like this, I try not to let it get me like stressed out, you know what I'm saying? I don't like to, I try not to let things like this get me stressed out, because I know like later on when I'm like painting and decorating, I can always like, you know, do something a little creative in order to fix my mistake. In fact, I'd argue that some of like my most like creative ideas were born out of making mistakes. Not to sound cliche, but like I think a lot of my most creative ideas I've had when like decorating or painting were born out of a necessity to cover up a mistake. Which is something I learned from a cousin of mine a long time ago. We were like chilling out over at my my aunt Nun's house, and she was like drawing some picture or something, and I was like, you made a mistake, She's like, no, I didn't. I'm just gonna roll with it. Like the mistake was actually fully intentional or something like that. I don't know. We were like 8, and I guess that would have made her like 10 at the time because she's a couple years older than me. And to this day, that's like a very much like a core like thing for me, very much a core like, I don't know, memory, I guess you can say. So I feel like I learned like a really important lesson through that just simple interaction with with my cousin there, about how not to let shit get you down, you know. Now, if only I could have remembered that all throughout high school and college, we would have been just fine, but alas. We're learning, we out here, we're growing, we're learning, we're loving. It's all good. It is all good. I'm just gonna readjust my mic for the like 5 millionth time. Y'all can hear me still, right? Let me know if I sound a bit like weird or anything. I just turned up the gain a little bit since I moved my mic a little further away from my screen. Or not my screen, my face, I mean. I am the screen. Me disliking doodles. Okay, look. I love how we both dislike each other's dog breeds, like the types of dogs that each of us all like. You have 2 Chihuahuas, and I have a golden doodle, like my family does, or like our families do. And yet we both dislike the others breeds, which is just kind of funny to me. Let's see here. I know like not three quarters, I know like the other half of us here in the chat got you and I both beat though, Isabel, because I'm pretty sure everyone else here in the chat is a cat person to some degree, as opposed to a canine companion. Having a little bit of trouble here. Just trying to get this sister to stick. These sisters poses where they're kind of like pivoting on one foot tend to be a bit trickier to get to fully stick to the base properly, just because like the foot on which they're pivoting is kind of like turned up at an awkward angle. So I have to use my emotional support tweezers to make sure they stick properly. It's like you could get away with only one foot fully attached to the base, but ideally both would be. There is one solution to this that I could employ if I had an extra bottle of plastic cement, and it's called sprue goo. It's called sprue goo, and what sprue goo is you take like all your excess plastic framing from like a building project, like say maybe this corner right here. You mix it basically with a bottle of plastic cement, and it forms like this really thick, really gooey like substance that you can use to better secure your models to their bases. And like I said, I would try that if I had a spare bottle of plastic cement, but I only have one more extra bottle that I am not willing to sacrifice to such experimentation, unfortunately. So we will not be doing any of that tonight. Valor is watching, by the way. Oh my god. Hey kitty. Hey sweet girl. This is how I talk to all my friends' pets, guys. What can I say? Valor is JC's cat. Her black cat. It was very sweet. And allegedly my birthday twin too. Is that right? I forget. What was the verdict? What did Maury Popovich say about that? Sorry, I did not mean to transition there. In fact, I accidentally hit one of my scene transition buttons by mistake. Whoopsie daisy. Because my bottle of Elmer's glue here fell. Anyway, moving on. Needs parts 79 and 78. Here they are right here. Right next to each other. Very perfect. Oh, it's the guys, it's the All-Star song again in the playlist. Either May 22nd or May 29th. Ah, okay, gotcha. Okay, well, if it's the latter, then that would make her and I birthday twins. Birthday twins born under the sign of the twins. How about that? Isabel, is your plan every time this song comes on stream to to just sing the next part of All-Star or type in the next part of All-Star? Because if so, I will hold you to that. Because I noticed last time you did like the first couple lines just before the ones you just typed, and if you're trying to go in order, I will indeed hold you to that, and be checking your work from now on during these streams. Yes, perfect. I would not have it any other way. Let's see, what is this post supposed to look like? Oh, I see. Interesting. Okay. So that means the leg should... Oh, I see. The leg has to be turned up at an angle of sorts because she's standing on like a step of something. Okay. And now we need part 77. Let's see. Also, thanks again, guys, for tuning in tonight. I really appreciate y'all. Really means a lot to me if that y'all are here watching, supporting, you know. I'm very lucky, very blessed to have y'all here to watch me while I do my silly little tasks over here. You know, many streamers start off with, you know, literally 0 viewers for like weeks, months, maybe even like a year at a time, you know, and at the end of the day, I'm just grateful that even just like the few of y'all are just here for me. It means a lot to me, so thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, if you hadn't noticed yet, up here at the subscriber goal, we've hit 4. Although in reality, I think we have 23 subscribers now, which is pretty huge. It's pretty big. That's pretty big. So thank you for the 23 subscribers. That's what I get from making the meter after the fact. After I started having subscribers coming in. Silly little me. Let's see. Oh, this is interesting. So instead of like the step that she's standing on being a part of the foot, it's actually on the tail of the cloth here on her chest plate, which is interesting. Which means we're gonna have to like tuck that under the foot here as we proceed to assemble this part. Oh, I'm glad y'all have fun watching. Next week's stream should be even more fun than usual because next week we will get to paint we will get to the painting portion of this project, which is really exciting. Get to use all the pretty colors in it. I don't know why I randomly switch into a British accent either, y'all. I really don't. But yeah, next week we are going to start painting these gals, and that will be a whole hoot and a half, maybe even 2 hoots. Dare I say 3 whole hoots. You know, could be big, could be huge. So yeah, stay tuned for that. The cool thing about streaming for something that you really, really like is that it motivates you to stream and stream regularly, because then like it sort of becomes like your hobby time for yourself in my case, right? Now I will say that going forward I've realized that like as I like been like, you know, contemplating and strategizing like what I want to do with this channel, I realized that, you know, like it would kind of suck to only have my hobbying time confined to just like my stream nights. And so to that end, I just want to give you all a heads up that there might be, you know, in the future, just a couple of projects here and there that I work on offline just for my own sake that I'll still share about, like on my Instagram and Twitter especially. But, you know, or I might be doing some work offline for a project that we're doing together on stream. Just so you know, I have some like hobbying time for just myself, because, you know, at the end of the day, this is something that, you know, is kind of sacred to me, you know, this hobbying thing. It's something that I really love. It's something that I've always done for me no matter what, and always want to continue doing for me, no matter where this channel ends up going. And so to that end, I will be establishing that policy starting right now. Where is part 83? I need part 83. I need part 83. Where is part 83? I need part 83. I need part 83. Where? Oh, where is part 83? I need part 83. I need part 83. Not 81, not 82, but 83. Where the heck are the... What? Oh, there it is right there. There we go, perfect. Oh, you know, speaking of Mulan, I saw like the funniest stuff on Twitter today, y'all. So I saw this Twitter thread that was like one of those like, oh, one gotta go threads, and where like you get like an option of 4 things. You have to like choose which one of them gets eliminated. They targeted Disney / Pixar movies in this one, and it was like a choice between Mulan, Princess and the Frog, Monsters Inc., and Ratatouille. And they're like, one gotta go. Or no, 2 gotta go. 2 gotta go was what the premise of this one was. And I was like, bruh, how dare you make us choose? But also the answers were easily, oh boy, I don't know if I should say this. The answers were easily, Mulan and Monsters Inc. Discuss. That's a hard choice. Honestly, not for me. And the reason why, actually no, before I give my thoughts, I'll let y'all chime in with yours first, because I have extensive thoughts on, well, I mean, not extensive thoughts on this, but I do have thoughts. I do have thoughts. part 88. And some heads. There's part 88 right there. I've never been a big Monsters Inc. person. That's fair. I don't really know anyone who is. Like, I've never met anyone who's like a big Monsters Inc. person. This head right here because it looks interesting. Decided to use this head at number 147 right here for this sister. Looks kind of cool. She's clean shaven, so that's, I feel like that's gonna be fun to paint. We'll use that one to practice painting skin tones and stuff. I feel like Mulan is a better movie, but Monsters Inc. has a lot more meme here. So I see where you're coming from. Here's my problem with Mulan, right? Banging soundtrack, fantastic performances, great message, great story. Except what happens between I'll make a man out of you and a girl worth fighting for? What happens in that like stretch of the movie? Like, we all know that in Mulan, like after a girl worth fighting for, the movie kind of wraps up really quickly after the fact. But I cannot, I mean, this is, honestly, it's definitely just a me problem, right? But I cannot remember for the life of me, oops, what happens between a man, like, I'll make a man out of you and a girl worth fighting for. And that to me is the central problem with that movie, is that like, I think back on watching Mulan, and maybe it's just been too long since I've seen it. Maybe that's true, but I'm just like, wait, what happens between like the very start, the middle, and the end? I like cannot for the life of me really remember. Not, which isn't to say that that makes the movie automatically bad. I'm saying for me personally, that affects like my personal preferences as to like which of those two of those movies I would like eliminate and which two I would keep. And then Monsters Inc. Yeah, Monsters Inc. is just like, you know, it's a fun time and I love the memes out of it, you know, but that's kind of it. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's like, to me, it's like par for a Pixar movie. It's like par for a Pixar movie. It's not like, you know, mind-boggling or anything like that. It's like, for my opinion, like perfectly smack dab in the middle of the Pixar movie tier list. Like and subscribe for a Pixar movie tier list. But yeah, those are just my thoughts. Why does this song sound like the coffin dance? Turning red supremacy. You never know on my mind, my mind, my mind. Never not be alright or die. Oh my, I'm never gonna make you cry. Oh cry, don't cry. What's the next part? Never not by your side, alright. I freaking love that movie, Turning Red. Like, that movie is just so stupidly fun. Not stupidly fun, it's just fun. It's fun, and it's just like, I don't know, I adore that movie. A whole bot. Thank you! Thank you! I've been trying to tell the people in my life, some of whom are in this chat tonight, that nobody like you from Disney Pixar's Turning Red. Wait, is it a Pixar movie? from Turning Red is an absolute entire bop. Those harmonies go unreasonably hard. Like, they did not have to do that. But they did it for us, and I appreciate that. You never know. You haven't seen it yet? Oh, you gotta steal someone's Disney Plus password and try to watch that movie, Erica. It is to die for. I love it. I love it. Where's Four Towns Grammy? No, literally. Like, everyone's talking about how, like, Beyonce got snubbed this year at the Grammys, but, like, come on, guys. Four Town? Like, no love for Four Town? Wait, I don't remember, because I didn't watch the Grammys live. I only heard about it after the fact on Twitter. Who won Album of the Year over Beyonce? Someone remind me, because I completely forgot, even though this is, like, just, like, 2 weeks ago. Like, last week or something like that. Okay, hold on, I'm having a hard time here. I haven't seen Turning Red either, don't worry. Oh, look at the solidarity in the chat. Yeah, it was Harry Styles, Isabel, you're right. Yeah. Now I'm remembering. It was, in fact, Harry. I still don't understand that. I don't understand that. Like, no shade, no tea. Well, okay, maybe a little bit of both, but, like, I don't get that. Beyonce. Renaissance. Like, come on, guys. Like, really? Hey, what up, Ultralord? How you doing? We were just reflecting on the Grammys, from a couple weeks ago, because I was, like, struggling here to remember, like, who had won, like, the Grammy for Album of the Year, over Beyonce. Yeah. So we're talking about that. You also missed me singing a rendition of Four Towns, Nobody Like You from Disney's Turning Red. And that's about it. Otherwise, we are just over here building more. So over Kendrick too. That's right, because he was nominated for Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Nothing about the Grammys or Beyonce. That is fair. That is fair. Okay, why is this backpack not sticking? We'll fix that in a little bit. Also, something else I discovered on the internet recently. I did not realize that Lucas Cruikshank, the artist formerly known as Fred Figglehorn, is still making, like, content online. Like, he makes TikToks and stuff during Black History Month. Oh my god, get him. Get him. That's hilarious. Smeha, which is to say SMH, which is to say... Am white man, it happened. Oh my god. Oh god. I love you, bro. How was your day? How are things with you? You've been pretty busy lately, right? I think last we chatted a bit, you were talking a little bit about that, right? Your thesis project, right, has been like your main focus, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Oh, okay, that's a little less fine, okay. Might be going just a little too fast with this, sister. It's okay, though. We will adjust as necessary. Alright. There we go, there we go. Alright, cool. We Let's see. Should you have a hot chocolate or a cookie for dessert? Ooh, why not both? Today was pretty good besides for the fact, oh shoot man, I'm sorry you're having a migraine. Those are, I had one all day yesterday. It felt freaking terrible. Dude, I hate getting migraines. That like nothing ruins my mood more immediately than like a really bad migraine. I mean, I know that kind of goes without saying because migraines can be pretty painful, but like I just don't like when my head hurts. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, do both. Get the cookie, dip it in the hot chocolate, and then boom, there you go. This is the type of innovation we are participants of in here and up in here in Chimera Games. Wait, now does this head have mold lines? Not really. Nothing too egregious. She's kind of facing to the side, right? So we kind of want to turn her head this way. Adjust that with my finger. And there we go. There we go. There we go. Cool. I did find out I got it. Hey, look at that! Getting into John Hopkins PhD program. What's freaking good? John Hopkins, they're like the best, right? Aren't they like the best school in the country? Or is that a freaking Mayo Clinic? I forget. But either way, congrats, dude. Yo, can we get some Pog champs in the chat for Ultralord? For getting into a PhD program today, isn't it? Dude, I'm so excited for you. Congrats. When were you gonna let all of us in the group chat know, by the way? Or did you and I just missed it? Let me check my phone. Oh, you did, in fact, not tell us yet. Okay. Well, glad to hear it now. Number 1 for BME. Ah, for biomedical engineering. Nice, nice, nice. Very nice. Yeah, man. Big ups to you, dog. I am very excited for you because I know this is something you were stressed out about for a long, long time. For those of you who don't know, Ultralord has a very big brain. It's the reason why he beats me in Warhammer all the time. So, Connor, when do you anticipate the, I didn't sleep, I didn't because I was asleep dealing with the migraine. Fair, very fair. I was gonna say, so Ultralord, when do you anticipate, being able to engineer the first, genetically modified Space Marines, huh? How far away are we from, like, actual real-life Space Marines? Please let me know. I must retire to watch White Lotus with me, Mum. I will be back later. Okay, have fun. Enjoy White Lotus. We will be here. No, I just chalk that up to experience. Yeah, fair. You have been playing Warhammer for a lot longer than me. Alright, that's another completed battle, sister. Next! Okay, we need parts 129 through 131. 129 through 131. Okay. Here's 129. So the other parts we need are probably somewhere nearby. Paul's actually the genetic expert in the family. Ask him. Fair. Very, very fair. Genetics, I did not know that. That's cool. 129, 130, 130, 130, 130, part 130. Where are you? Ah, there you are. Have you seen the Warhammer animations by Astartes? I have. Hey, Hyposonic, what's good, man? How you doing? It's good to see you. How's your day been, man? Let's see. For those of you who don't know, Hyposonic is another very good friend of mine who makes some really awesome music. Type of stuff I listen to like when I'm on the go, you know what I'm saying? Where like when I just like deeply like focus on what I'm doing. I feel like I'm being transported to space. That's how I would describe Hyposonic's music. Great stuff, my guy. Yeah, I've seen the Astartes' animations on YouTube. Yeah. Freaking awesome. Love them. I wish like Games Workshop would like hire them to as like full-time animators because they would deserve it. Let me tell you something. I think they wait, didn't they actually? I don't remember. I do not remember if they like ever got reached out to by Games Workshop or not. About potentially doing that. Amazing, man. Thanks for asking. Low-key might make a Warhammer Minecraft mod pack. Oh god, thank you for that. I'm gonna cry. Oh, yeah, of course. Don't think me. I mean, shoot. You're the one who makes the awesome music, man. I'm just admiring it. That's all. Warhammer Minecraft mod pack. Wait, I didn't know you made mod packs. Dude, wait, that's sick. Also, because I think this is your first time joining us too, live, Hyposonic. They did hire the Astartes guy. Okay. That's good to know. Right now, what we're working on, Hyposonic, is, where's my instruction manual? Here we go. We are working on this Battle Sister Squad from Warhammer 40k. We are building up all 10 of these sisters, in preparation for painting them, which we will get to next week. Warhammer Plus, so well, I haven't really been like seriously considering getting Warhammer Plus, but like I don't know, I've heard lots of things about Warhammer Plus. Do you have any experience with Warhammer Plus, Ultralord? Anything that like would potentially like guide like a purchasing decision per se? Well, not the mods themselves, but the mod packs I can put together. Ah, okay, gotcha. Oh, by the way, Hyposonic, that B-roll you requested a while back, I've got some more of it filmed for you the other day. I will add it to the Google Drive folder that I shared with you so you can have that for your next project. I know that they have video and audio stuff, and you get 2 models with this subscription annually. Ooh. Oh yeah, like, what's the one, like Bayard's Revenge or something like that? You don't have it yourself. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, isn't that like Bayard's Revenge model, like Warhammer Plus model? Oh no, I remember like the Operative Umbral 6 model, like the one with like the sniper hiding in the statue. That was a Warhammer Plus model. That model looks sick, and like, I kind of want it low-key, but I kind of want to buy it secondhand as opposed to just like getting a Warhammer Plus subscription, because I do not have the capacity in my life for any more subscription-based services, quite frankly. I'll never forget when I read this article out of like, I think it was The Guardian UK, or it might have been like on BBC's website, where like some woman in the UK had forgotten about like, I think over 100 different subscriptions that she had active. And like, she was like, one day she was like going through her bank statements and she was like missing so much money. She was like, what the heck? And that's when she like finally did like an audit of her bank account, and discovered that like, oh snap, like I have like all these subscriptions that I just straight up forgot about. And that's why when people are like, oh Christian, like, do you have this subscription service, do you have that subscription service, I'm like, slow your horses there, bub. Because I'm afraid of that exact thing happening to me. of forgetting about a bunch of subscriptions that I've signed up for and like losing just like a crap ton of money every month. Hyposonic, oh, bet I've actually been working on a project with them. Both the samples from the videos and the videos themselves. Think songs from old indie games that never got released. Ooh, interesting, interesting. Well, I am very excited to hear that project when it is eventually released out into the wild blue yonder. And I'll be sure to get you that that extra B-roll to you at some point in the nearest future. I just want to shoot like a couple more shots for you before I do. Oh, there we go, right there. All right. All right. We are actually almost done here. I think we only have like 1 or 2 more models to build. I always got any music. I appreciate you, dog. Thank you for that. I've got some of the, I've had some of the tracks you sent me mixed in, with my master streaming playlist. So maybe a couple of them will come up as we move forward this eve with our work. Okay, now we need part 135. All right. Okay, next we need, oh, actually now we need to build, so now we have what, 2 Flamer Sisters? Yes, so now we need to actually not build Flamers. And that's what I get for putting all the stuff I need, or not all the stuff I need, but that's what I get for putting my instruction manual on my keyboard. You accidentally press a key to change your scene by mistake. Whoopsies. But instead of building the Flamers like we have been, we're actually going to take a pivot from that. We're going to actually build this thing right here, which is called a Storm Bolter. So that is what we are going to do. Right now. Yes, and for the chat, all exclusives, only place to hear him is on this channel, not even my own, so y'all better sub to him. Ah, appreciate you, Hypo. 133, 144. Gotta subscribe. Mitzi Jimenez has subscribed to the channel. Thank you very much. Also, shout outs to a live subscriber happening. That's cool, because now y'all finally get to see my cute little little GIFs I found online for the alert animations. Mitzi Jimenez, how the heck are you? Good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. Hope you have a good time here at Chimera Games. Mitzi says, yeah! Appreciate that. So, Mitzi, since you're new here, just to explain to you a little bit about what we are doing, we are currently building the rest of a squad of Battle Sisters from Warhammer 40k for my Adepta Sororitas army. Let me sort of zoom in so you can get a better view of like what we're aiming for here. This is generally what we're aiming for right here. So yeah, we're just in the middle of the initial building process right now. For all that, let me know if you have any questions, and glad you could be here to be a part of the evening, the vibe, if you will. Okay. That's crazy. Yeah, well, it gets crazier, so buckle up, because you are in for a quite a wild ride with us over here. What do I need? Any parts? 138 and 137. So we're just gonna pop these out like so. Let's see. Boom. And then we're going to make a snip right here. And then another snip right here. Here. Let's see. Ooh, this is a really tiny part. I gotta be careful not to break this while I try to clean it up. Okay, that should be fine. So let's go ahead and glue together the storm bolter before we go any further. Let's see. Alright, that looks good. Perfect. Perfect. And there we go. We got a completed storm bolter right there. So now all we have to do is stitch all this loveliness together. Let's just put it all together. Oh wait, but before we do that, I just noticed a really ugly mold line on this sister's helmet, so let me just clean that up real quick. The reason why these mold lines exist on these models is because they're made with like an injection mold. So that line comes from like where the two parts of the mold join together to form the plastic in its superheated state. And they look really ugly. They make your models look really ugly if you don't do anything about them, so we just gotta make sure we scrape them out before we go any further. But honestly, I would take, even though that can be like a little annoying to have to handle almost all the time, better than working with fine cast resin or with metal, in my opinion. I would take this experience any day over the alternative, quite frankly. Let's see. Oh. Okay. Get the arms securely in there. There we go. Alright. Okay. pose is looking nice and dynamic. So let's just put a little plastic cement right there, a little bit right there. Ooh, there's a how it's made with how they make plastic model. Yo, that's wild. I need to watch that, dude. Oh my god. Oh my god. Like, I don't know if I ever told you this, but like how it's made back in the day, like I would watch that over like, I would watch that like for hours, especially when it was on like late at night. Oh my god, I would just like stay up watching how it's made for hours as a kid on like the Science Channel. It was like that and Mythbusters. I was very much like an educational programming kid. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still have spent my fair share of time on like Disney Channel and Cartoon Network. That was like where my allegiances between like two of the big three lied as a kid. But I also loved me some Science Channel and some PBS Kids too. And Metal is far better than Philcast. Yeah, I bet, because then at least with Metal you don't really have to do any assembly. But yeah, no, I was definitely a huge like Science Channel and PBS Kids kid. Also was my childhood. I'm glad to see some agreement, some dittoing in the chat. It's good to know I wasn't the only one. My favorite PBS Kids show, easily Fetch with Rough Ruffman, dude. I wanted to be on that show so freaking badly as a kid. I wanted to compete, I wanted to win that show so badly, and it just seemed like so much fun. Like, it seemed like such like a cool adventure to want to go on. You hang out with like, with some friends and stuff. You just go to see like cool things around town, like go see cool museums, other cool oh man. The theme for that just came back into my head full force. Did you watch anything Jeddick? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I still remember the Mythbusters episode with the exploding toilet and Cyber Chase. Oh my god, Cyber Chase. That Cyber Chase theme song, bro. Absolute freaking banger. They do not make them like that anymore. Oh my god, yes. You brought back so many happy memories with that. Jetix, yes, I did watch plenty of Jetix. Get Ed, Oban Star Racers, Monster Buster Club when that was a thing. Gotta give all the respect on Puka's name. I don't know if y'all remember Puka, but Puka, that show was never not funny. Like, can I just say, I don't know how, but for like as many years as that show was on television, it was just never not funny. Like, Puka freaking slapped. It was also low-key my first exposure to Korean animation too. And I suspect probably a lot of people's first exposures to Korean animation. Yeah, Sonic X. Oh, I thought Sonic X was for kids. Was it on Jetix? I did not realize that Sonic X was on Jetix. But yeah, I watched Sonic X too. Now that theme song, oh, I never forgot that theme song. That theme song freaking slaps. See some chiming in for Puka. Yep. That show was peak. Like, oh my god. Honestly, I might binge watch Puka later on now too. Or I might do like that at some point this weekend. Maybe I'll force my girlfriend to sit down with me and watch Puka for a hot minute. God, I miss that show. There was also the old Gargoyles cartoon, Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go. Oop, shook the camera again. Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go, which I was literally just about to say which. Yes, which was so freaking gas, bro. Oh my god, Will, Irma, Tarani, Cornelia, and Hayla, and I never forgot their names. Remember the names. Put some respect on the name of Witch, yes. I feel like, no, I don't think you had to be down with either Witch or Winx Club as a kid. I think there was enough of a cross section, like enough overlap in the Venn diagram for people to be enjoyers of both, really. Isabel Becker, thank you so much for joining us. Good to see you in the chat tonight. Good to see you in the chat tonight. Alright. So how many sisters do we have built now? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that would imply that we have 3 more left to build. You can be both. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I don't think either one is trying to like cut in on the other one's target demographic. Alright, so now we need parts 9, 10, 8, 9, 10, and 11, okay. Winx Club Enjoyer. Tuttenstein! Yo, Static Shock, Totally Spies, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Oh my god, yes. I thought I was the only person who remembered Tuttenstein. Yo-Yo was watching from Hypersonics and said something that once Puka had to say something once Puka was mentioned. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. Going back to Tuttenstein though, yeah, Tuttenstein, I was a big Discovery Kids kid too. Like there was Tuttenstein, freaking Time Warp Trio, peak fiction. Move the fuck over, One Piece. Time Warp Trio is actually peak fiction. No, I will not be taking any further questions. Oh my god, Grossology. Yes. Yes. So much nostalgia in the chat tonight. I love it. I would love even more if I could find the pieces that I'm looking for, though. I used to love Tuttenstein. Wow. Yeah, man. Tuttenstein was gas. Tuttenstein, Kenny the Shark, Time Warp Trio. Frickin' oh my god. Flight, okay, this isn't a cartoon, but Flight 29 Down. That show that was like Lost, but for teenagers that had Corbin Blue in it. That show was a whole... that show was like my whole identity as a kid. I thought I was like so cool and sophisticated for watching like a real drama. And also like the Survivor the Survivor spinoff for teens too, Endurance, which I randomly just remembered. That was a really good too. I feel Luffy would be pissed. Yeah, probably, if he heard me say that One Piece isn't peak fiction. Growing Up Creepy, was that the oh my god, wait, Growing Up Creepy, yeah, the image of that one is coming back in my mind right now. Literally inspired a whole generation of liberal arts majors. I'm sorry. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. That was uncalled for, Christian. Come on now. Peace in the chat. That's how I felt about Degrassi. Yeah, it's like you felt like that's the thing, right? It's like these shows were not really like made for like a young audience per se, but like they made you feel so cool for watching them. Like I felt so cool for watching Flight 29 Down, for watching even Degrassi. Degrassi is hard to watch for me even today. Like that show was just heavy, bro. That show was freaking heavy. I don't know if anyone else feels this way about Degrassi, but like that shit was heavy. I always get so scared too that like my parents when I was younger would like catch me watching it and get mad at me too. Oh my god. Let's see. Growing Up Creepy was why I wasn't as into Billy and Mandy. Yeah, you know, I do agree with you. I think that, okay, all love to Billy and Mandy, but like I definitely was more so like leaning toward Growing Up Creepy too. I think like both definitely targeted the same audience, and like overall Growing Up Creepy was just kind of a bit more effective. For me, they'd flip if I knew I was watching it. Yeah, if they knew you. Yeah, no, it's like if your parents knew you were watching Degrassi, yeah, no. It'd be up for you. Especially as a black kid growing up in the DMV. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh my god. That is where I'm from originally, by the way. Shout out to my DMV people, if you're out there watching live or watching the VOD. What up, y'all? Foster Son, oh, yes. Unmitigated, undefeated classic of children's programming right there. Did you ever go on CartoonNetwork.com and play the frickin' game about cheese, the character Cheese? Cheese Quest 3D, the Brother Lady Saga. Yes. I was stuck between growing up creepy and Billy and Mandy. I enjoyed both. Fair dues. But yeah, did anyone ever play Cheese Quest 3D, the Brother Lady Saga? Moreover, did anyone ever beat Cheese Quest 3D, the Brother Lady Saga? Because I never did. I never beat that game. Like and subscribe, and I might play that game in the future. Who knows? Actually, hold on. Wait, does Cartoon Network even still have like all the old games on their web? Do they even do that anymore? Do children's channels? Pretty sure part of Mandy's personality ended up getting stuck with me a little bit, especially with the sarcasm. Fair. Happens to the best of us. Happens to all of our childhood heroes. You know, with us and all of our childhood heroes. I mean, I thought you were talking about wee. Yeah. Oh, that's the character I'm talking about. I'm talking about Cheese. Yeah. But going back to what I was saying before, does anyone know if like it still works? No way. Oh my god, no, bro, I gotta go on there and play me some old Cartoon Network games, bro. I loved all the old like Flash games on like Cartoon Network and Disney Channel. Like, I think that's what really determined like my fate as whether or not I was like a Disney Channel and or Cartoon Network and or Nickelodeon kid. Disney Channel and Cartoon Network had the best games, and I will die on this hill faithfully. I will say on the record that they had the best website games, with the advantage, if I had to pick one, honestly going to, well, okay, I gotta think about it for a second. Janine says there was a Wii. Oh, you know what? You're so right. There was a game where all he did was say, or where he like said Wii a whole bunch. You're right. Okay, so let me think. Let's break it down. What are some notable bangers from the Cartoon Network website? There was Cheese Quest. There was Cartoon Network TKO, the one where they were like giant robots and it was like a fighting game. That one was kind of fun. There were a bunch of the Code Lyoko games. I still am a Code Lyoko fan to this day. I absolutely adore that show. They had some pretty gas games on there too. I don't really remember much else, but like looking at Disney Channel though, I had like, there was like all the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody games. Let's get one thing straight. All those games were gas. All the Lilo and Stitch games were excellent. There was that one like, Battle Blitz. Yeah, that was another one. From Cartoon Network too. Although Atla will always have a top spot in my heart. Yeah, always. I mean, Avatar: The Last Airbender is just great. It's just great. Like I can't. That show just it can't be ranked against other shows because it's just too freaking good, man. You know, just too freaking good. One might even say peak fiction. But yeah. What was I gonna say though? I lost my train of thought. Oh, okay. Do y'all remember the Cartoon Network MMO Fusion Fall? Please tell me someone in the chat here tonight remembers Fusion Fall. I will be very sad if no one remembers Fusion Fall. Please. Alright, so parts 9 and 10 need to be stuck together first. The left leg. That's this one. Okay, cool. I have a vivid memory of saying that my favorite TV show in kindergarten was Code Lyoko, and the teacher told me that it wasn't a show. I cried that night. Yo, what the heck? That's messed up. What? Are you kidding me? Bro, that's brutal. What the heck? Of course it was a show. It's just one she had never heard of. What the heck? Oh my god. I am so sorry. Yeah. Oh, Jenny says yes. Almond Jedi, I'd sneak to play it on the weekday. Nice. Yeah. Fusion Fall was gas. I only played it for a little bit, so I think you had to have a subscription for Fusion Fall, right? Like, there was no way to play Fusion Fall for free, right? You always played as Ben 10. Nice. I remember playing as, like, Dexter, I think, in Fusion Fall. I'm pretty sure I played as Dexter in Fusion Fall. I could be wrong, though. I'd have to go back and try to remember by looking at like a roster of the available characters or something like that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I played as Dexter when I played Fusion Fall back in the day. Because I remember him being pretty gas. They added it later. Ah, okay, gotcha. Oh, that's right. They did add the subscription later, and that is honestly the exact reason why I stopped playing it. You're so right. I remember that now. I was a Powerpuff Girl. Nice, nice. Which one of the, oh, I'm thinking of Toontown. Toontown was the one that was always a subscription-based service with like a free trial you could do. I need to stop getting so excited over these things too, because I'm starting to shake my table, which therefore means I'm shaking my tripod, which is not good. But yeah, wait, what am I supposed to do here now? Oh, okay. Yeah, Toontown was the one I was thinking of that like had always had a subscription-based service though. Man, now that I think about it, I think like playing all those like website flash games as a kid was really how I got into like gaming. Or, like got into video games. They were like my gateway drug. Freak, yo! Oh my god, yes. Yes. Free Realms, yes. Oh my god, I freaking adored Free Realms. I mean, I didn't do a lot in that game. I always did like the go-kart racing or whatever that was, and then I also like always would like go to like the beach area, to like hang out there and like chat with people and stuff. I never got like the Free Realm subscription. I always played for free because at the time I was also playing Club Penguin 2 and didn't want to have to like pay for 2 memberships. But yeah, no, I very much remember my time in Free Realms though. It was excellent. The day I found out they shut down, I cried. Because that game was just truly excellent. I will forever adore Free Realms and everything it did to improve my childhood. Oh my god, yes. Oh, this is this leg. Oh, okay. Hold on, I was trying to put this leg on the wrong side. That's why I was having issues. Okay. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Me with Club Penguin. Real. The beach was always crowded and would make my laptop lag a lot, but I enjoyed it all the same. Yeah, mine too. My dad is a cybersecurity guy, so I always had to like sneak to play MMOs and stuff as a kid because he thought that like our computer would like get a virus if I was like playing an MMO. I'm like looking back on it, it's so silly, and he thinks it's silly now too when we like go back and like reminisce on those times. But like, yeah, that was a thing. I was a very sneaky kid growing up. I had to sneak around my parents for a lot of things growing up. Oh my gosh. Especially when it came to like playing online games. But now I'm an adult and can do whatever I want. Within reason. No. I can do whatever I want. Wizard 101. Now, the interesting thing about Wizard 101 is that I don't know. I could never really get in. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it's like, I'm not saying it's like a bad game or anything by any means. I just could never get into it for some reason. And I don't know why, because it's definitely something that was like right up my alley as a kid, right? Like, I don't know. Hey, strict black parents. Yep. Real. Oh my god. Yeah, no, I never got into Wizard 101, and I don't know why, because technically it should have been something that was like right up my alley, really. Alright, I'm having trouble assembling this one sister real quick. Sorry, all this might take a little longer than expected. Yeah. Okay, I need to take a pause real quick and look at this. I don't understand how these are supposed to attach together. Wizard was gas. Had to make the best out of that 30 minutes before I had to go to bed at 8 o'clock. Yo, mood. It wasn't the best, but it was a fun escape if I wanted to break from Free Realms. Very fair, very fair. Although I hear it's gotten a lot better. I think with Wizard 101, I think the thing with it was like your experience was very heavily dependent on the performance of your computer. Cause like that game had some like really cool cutting edge graphics for the time, but like if you had a weaker computer, and had to play on lower settings, like the game just looked like absolute garbage. And to me, I think that was I think since our computer at the time was like super weak, I think that's the reason why I did not really get into Wizard 101, was because our computer was just like weak. Wizard 101 has ray tracing now? What? What? Why? What? I'm sorry, but why does Wizard 101 need ray tracing? Oh my god, not everything needs freaking ray tracing. Oh my god. You've got to be kidding me. That is hilarious. Dependence on the computer at the time, and it was very limited because of membership. Yeah, they did have like a very like exclusive like membership dealio going on with Wizard 101. That is very true. That is very, very true. All right, we are still having a hard time kind of figuring out what the heck is going on with this mini right here. Peep Firecat Alley when you get the chance. Yeah, okay, I will. I'm gonna look this up when I get off, and I'll report back next time or something. But like, holy heck, that's wild, bro. Okay, hold on. I need to actually bring my instruction manual here. All right, what is going on here? What am I doing wrong? Just for some reason, these pieces are just refusing to glue. I think I got this right. And where is this supposed to go? Okay, I think that's where I had it last time, right? Isn't that where I had it before? I see we've gotten to this point in the build process. The one mini in the kit that gives you all the grief, when so far things have been pretty straightforward. Nothing too complicated, nothing too frustrating. This is where the fun begins. At risk of being a little too memey right there. I don't understand this pose. It's like a running pose, right? So like... Oh. Is that the problem? Do I have this turned the wrong way? No, I don't. This looks so janky. I do not like the way this looks. Okay, hold on. It might be too late to turn back now though, boys. We might have to commit. We might have to commit to the bit here. Shoot. Okay, hold on. Let's see. No such thing as 2 Mimi. 4chan is the closest compared. Fair. Very fair. Yeah, okay, this is turned the right way. So then why is this refusing to go in at all? So let's see if we can try and figure this out by looking ahead a little bit. So the torso is oh, I see. It's because there's supposed to be a gap for the torso bit here because I need to like slide it. Aha. Okay. Alright, there we go. So that's the reason why that wasn't working before. That is the exact reason why that wasn't working before. Okay. Guess there's supposed to be a gap there. Usually there aren't gaps in that spot. Or like in a spot like that, but okay. Hey, welcome back, Isabel. Now we have 2 Isabels in the chat. Look at that. Isn't that something? Aha, then everything just sort of snapped into place. Okay, okay. There we go. There we go. Man, it's a good thing I love puzzles. Otherwise, I'd have like 0 patience for this sort of thing, y'all. Let me tell you something. There have been builds that have gone so freaking horribly for me. So I was just like so confused on how the heck to build the model in question. Popping in briefly, about to teach Anne-Marie how to play Betrayal at House on the Hill. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Betrayal at House on the Hill is my favorite board game. And thank you for the noise. Appreciate that. Yeah, this one's been giving me a little bit of trouble. But we made it through. We made it through. Yes, definitely enjoyed teaching Anne-Marie how to play Betrayal at House on the Hill. I absolutely adore that game. I think it is one of the best board games ever made. Always love playing it with friends whenever I have friends over, whenever I go over to a friend's place. Love me a good game night. I'm the type of person, like, when I invite people to a game night, I'm like, we are actually playing games, guys. Like, this isn't just an excuse to get drunk together. Like, guys, like, be prepared to, like, to play all sorts of games and have all sorts of fun with me, because I am very, very serious about game night. As anyone who's ever been to a game night with me can tell you. Very much cherished game nights. She got the 3rd edition. Okay, nice. Yeah, the 3rd edition of Betrayal at House on the Hill is nice. For starters, they like made some quality of life improvements. Like, for example, like the character stat trackers are not as crappy. They're much easier to like move the sliders and stuff with. So that's good. That's a very good thing, of course. And I think they like might have like updated some of the characters too, like improved their stats or something. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, wait. Something is wrong here. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I mess up? I just realized we are almost to the end of the manual. Or we are at the end of the manual, pretty much. And I'm running out of... For some reason, I don't have... Oh, I know what I did wrong. I know exactly what I did wrong. We need to go back to this sister's page. I think this is the last special weapon sister we built. Or no, the second to last special weapon sister we built. So this one right here, we need to swap its weapon out. I mistakenly gave her a flamer instead of a stormbolter. So I was like, wait, we're short a stormbolter, but this sister doesn't have one. And we're almost to the end. I got concerned there for a minute, but we figured it out. Okay, so let's just finish building the sister, and then we'll go back and fix that here shortly. We're doing great on time, too. Like, it's not even 9 o'clock yet, and we're almost done. This is going much faster than last time, thankfully. 14 and 13, 14 and 13. Probably on this sprue instead. Nope. Nope. Oh, here they are, right here. Here they are, right here. So let's just twist those off. Yeah, I know, right? The character sliders are annoying in the first edition of Betrayal at House on the Hill. Mario Party. Oh yeah, Mario Party. I freaking love Mario Party. I kind of rock at it too. I don't know. I'm pretty good. I don't know. Mario Party 8 was my favorite Mario Party. That was for those of you who may or may not remember, Mario Party 8 was the first Wii Mario Party version. That's the one that had like the hotel board that people love to hate to love. It's my favorite board in Mario Party history. Because it combined like all like the scheming of like Monopoly low key with like all the like general rage induction of inducingness of Mario Party. That was just perfect. That was perfect for me back when I was like playing a bunch of Mario Party as a kid. I'm so bad at all the Mario games. No, you're not. You're not bad at all the Mario games. You're not bad at any of them, really. For what I've seen, at least. I'm just better at you in Mario Kart. What can I say? Mario Party 8 game that took us 2 years to finish. Wait, okay, now I gotta know the story as to why that game took 2 years to finish. I ain't never heard of a Mario Party game that took 2 years to finish. Monopoly, sure. Mario Party? Like, I need the details on that stat. Please. Compared to you and Phoebe, I am. Fair. I had an idea to have a financial lawyer, stockbroker, accountant, and gambler play Monopoly. That'd honestly be kind of dope. I bet you that would take a long time, honestly. I feel like those turns would last forever. You chose 100 turns. Oh, okay. That explains it all in a nutshell. Why that took so long, I guess, then, yeah. There is such a thing as competitive Monopoly. Like, there is a World Monopoly Championship, and I've seen, like, bits and pieces of it on YouTube, because this is what I look up at, like, 11 p.m. at night, when I'm just, like, laying in bed. Trying, but, like, not really trying to go to sleep. And it's interesting, in competitive Monopoly, they use these, like, special dice that, like, are designed to make the game go faster. So, like, instead of just being, like, traditional 6-sided die, they have, like, other things on the sides of the die that, like, make the game go faster. Like, they'll have colors, for example, on the die to, like, make a player advance to, like, the nearest space of that color, and things like that. Kind of like special die designed only for competitive Monopoly play, especially in the World Monopoly Championship. Or is it a national champion? No, it's a world championship. It's a World Monopoly Championship that they run. So yeah, there you go. Competitive Monopoly. That's a thing, in case you didn't know. We're all about learning about new things here in Chimera Games. Here at Chimera Games. Okay. Alright. Ding, ding. $100 turns. Still thinking about that 100 turn Mario Party game, like, golly. Talk about a beef, my goodness. And you guys eventually finished it, right, Janine? I'm assuming. Oh yeah, you finished? Okay, cool. That's good. Even we were like, when the fuck will we be done? I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm surprised the game even lets you select that many turns. The most turns I've ever seen like a Mario Party game let you select is like 30, if memory serves. But dang, 100 turns? My goodness. There's this, speaking of games that last forever, there's like this YouTuber I watch, I forget, or there's not YouTuber I watch, but like this YouTuber whose video I watched because it popped up in my recommended, where like he and his friends were playing a game of Monopoly inside of this game called Tabletop Simulator, which is like a game where you can like literally rebuild real life board games like on your computer to play with friends online. Really great pickup, by the way. If you have like a decently powerful enough computer to run it, I highly recommend getting Tabletop Simulator. Great way to play with friends from afar. Some of your favorite board games. But anyway, what made this version of Monopoly that they were playing unique, it's been 84 years, I'm dead, was that it had like 3 different loops, like concentric loops of like spaces, and it was also played across 2 of such boards. And I was like, huh? And like, not even they really knew what was going on half the time, quite frankly, but it was just the fact that someone would even attempt to play such a game was just an absolute spectacle to behold. And the backpack broke off, okay. These backpacks are not agreeing with me tonight. It's very weird. Okay. Alright, let's make sure this is still nice and wet. There we go. And now... uh-oh. One very subtle thing that I like to do in order to add like variety to my miniatures is I like to glue them down, not necessarily in the center of the base, but somewhere off center, just to make the poses and such look a little bit more dynamic. Uh-oh. This one might be a little tricky though, because she's kind of in a very like precarious pose here. We get some plastic cement on our fingers, it's okay, it's not the end of the world. Thankfully, because my fingers aren't made of plastic, they are in no danger, and it comes off pretty easily with some water too. So that's all well and good. Shit. Come on. I might just have to hold it here like this for a little bit. Let's see. There we go. That is a little wobbly, but hopefully as it dries, it'll hold a bit better. I don't know actually about that. Let me see. Yeah, this is definitely going to be balancing on one foot for sure, which is, again, something I try to avoid generally, but if we have to do it that way, then we have to do it that way. It's fine. Lower that a little bit. There we go. Okay. So that's that sister out of the way. Now, I believe now we only have one more. Nope, we have 2 more. We have 2 more to build, then we have 1 to go back and correct. Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, hold on, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Am I tripping? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, sorry. I counted the Imperial Guardsmen up there by mistake. Alright, 2 more sisters. We got this. Let's do this. We need to find parts number 1, 2, 3. Yeah, parts number 1 through 7. Okay, cool. The first parts numerically. The good news is, you know, as you clear off more and more of the sprue, the parts you need to get much easier to find. Because then all you kind of have to do is look for the shapes, not so much like the numbers themselves, you know? There are only so many backs left in the sprue. So, like, if I'm looking for a back, I don't really have many places to look anymore. Process of elimination in a very, literal sense. Let's see. Also, can I just say that I am very proud of myself for hopping on and streaming tonight. Like I said earlier, I had a really long day at work, and I spend a lot of my time at work, like, talking to other people. So, like, I was low-key scared that when I got on tonight, my voice would just, like, completely give out. But we're holding up pretty alright. There's that good old, actor training, I guess, coming in handy, you know? So that's all well and good. Let me just adjust my light here. I kind of knocked it a little bit. Right, so we need a head. And once again, I appreciate y'all for coming out and watching tonight and supporting. I love doing this for you guys, and I hope to be able to... I hope to be able to continue to do it a lot more in the future. I have got to move my mouse to a different location. That's like, what, the 3rd time I've accidentally changed scenes? Let me just scooch that over real quick. Alright, there we go, perfect. Yeah, thank you guys so much once again for coming out to support. Really appreciate y'all. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Would very much appreciate that. Okay, where were we? Right here. Okay. Let's clean these parts. Aw, thank you, Hypo. I really appreciate that. Means a lot, bro. Okay. Let's see. Shoot. Okay. This should all be fine. Ah, thanks, Isabel. I appreciate that. All y'all's support and encouragement does in fact mean a whole heck of a lot to me. So thank you for that. Thank you, thank you. Okay, there we go. Scooch the boot in there. There we go. Perfect. Oh, wait, I was wrong. This is actually the last battle sister we need to build. Before we have to go back and make our little correction. Okay, great. That means we're doing very excellent on time here. If we went like a little bit past 10 so I could show y'all something, would y'all be cool with that? I hate to run late, but I just wanted to make sure I had enough time to show y'all something kind of like as a preview point for where we're going. It's all the same, y'all. It'll only take like a few minutes, I think, when we get to that point. Yeah, let me know if y'all are cool with that. Would be happy to stay on with y'all for a few extra minutes, if possible. If not, though, I get it. Alright, bet. Well, since you said please, Hypo. Alright, let's see here. Boom. Oh, this one's got a mechanical arm. That is sick. See, let me see if I can zoom in on this to get a shot of this. We'll see. Yeah, see, she's got a mechanical arm. The rest of them don't have a mechanical arm like that. That is sick. I dig that. Let's try and get this readjusted here. It's Bucky's sister. Yeah. It is Bucky's sister. Speaking of the MCU, did anyone see the new Ant-Man movie? If you did, I'm curious to know your thoughts on Quantumania. If you saw it. Oh, y'all did yesterday? How was it? The other 3 people that were there were fake. They didn't even stay for the credits. Rude. That's like mandatory at this point. Come on now. It's been like, what? 15 years? Oh my god, it's been 15 years. It has been 15 years, bro. 15 years of MCU? Wow. That's wild to me. His review is definitely better worded. Alright, bet. I give it like a 7-ish, maybe an 8 out of 10. I had my issues with some of the design choices and the acting at times, but I also had the opposite opinion on those same things for most of it. Easily the... Okay, so I have an extra base here, so it's time to investigate whether or not we forgot a sister. And it, in fact, looks like we did not forget a sister. We have a bunch. We don't have any extra torsos. If we truly forgot a sister, there would be an extra torso on this sprue, on any of the sprues, and there isn't one. So, I think that means we are good to go back to this one right here. Ah, here we go, the rest of the review. Easily the most visually interesting Marvel movie by far. Really? Blew Doctor Strange out of the water in terms of tippiness. Now that is interesting, because to me, like, Doctor Strange was still, to this day at least, the trippiest MCU movie, especially that closing sequence with Dormammu and everything, you know what I mean? But that is interesting to hear, though. 85, and part 86 should be nearby. Perfect, okay. Thankfully, since we just did this model tonight, the plastic cement shouldn't be too hard yet, so this should be an easy enough surgical fix here. Is it a spoiler to talk about the appearance of a certain, thing Star Wars meets Avatar meets Doctor Strange meets Tron? Whoa, that is a lot. Okay. I was gonna say, is it a spoiler to talk about the appearance of a certain iconic Marvel villain in the movie that's not Kang the Conqueror? So I wanted to talk about that. The first Doctor Strange was definitely trippy. Basically, Quantumania was what Multiverse of Madness should have been more like. I see. I actually missed Multiverse of Madness. I did not see Multiverse of Madness. I've been, like, really bad with going to see the newer MCU movies, quite frankly. I kind of fell off after... What was the last one I went to go see in theater? I fell off after No Way Home. Yes. Cameo was a bit overrated, TBH. And then Janine says yes. Okay, well, I'll avoid. I'll say this. The character I'm talking about appeared in an old Nickelodeon... Oh. That's just because of the actor? Okay, gotcha. Never mind. Alright. Oh, Janine, you haven't seen Quantum Manium yet. Okay, I'll shut my mouth then. I'll shut my mouth. I will not spoil it for you. Okay. Sounds good. Message received. Let's see here. All right. That sister is now officially good to go. We'll just put this flamer right here for now. Okay. Whoa. Good news, friends. We actually are all done. Let me grab them all real quick. We are all done with building this sister squad. So let me pull them all out real quick. Here we go, here we go. Nice, nice. And here we are. A full squad of battle sisters. All present and accounted for. Alright. Sounds pretty funky. Alright, so, since we have actually more time now, I'll give you all a pretty brief preview of where we are going next with this project. So, let me turn the music down a little bit, just so I can actually hear myself talk a little bit better. There we go. Alright, cool. So, our next step in this project, now that we've finally finished building these Sisters of Battle, is to prepare them for painting. We're of course going to, hey Yasmin, nice to see you. Yep, get some hype in the chat for the murder nuns. Yes indeed, yes indeed. So, first step to painting is of course priming the models, right? I have, let me find it up here somewhere. This is my bottle of primer that I use for all my miniatures. I prime them all in black, just so that if I happen to not cover up anything, it'll just look like some shadow on the mini. Gives us a nice base to work from, because generally speaking, you want to kind of work from like your darkest colors to your brightest colors when painting. I'll explain a little bit more about that when I show the painting step next week on stream. But yeah, we're going to prime all these black, and then on top of that, what we're going to do is we are going to give the models a very similar treatment to this model, and give them what's called a zenithal prime or a zenithal highlight. And I'll zoom in and get this focused so you can see this. So this is not a Sister of Battle, you might have noticed. This is actually a sworn brother from a different game. Those of you who are fans of Game of Thrones might not know that there is a tabletop miniature war game for A Song of Ice and Fire, the books that Game of Thrones is based on. And I happen to own the Night's Watch starter set for that game. Great deal, by the way. Highly recommend if you're looking into a tabletop miniature war game to get into. Song of Ice and Fire is a great one. I haven't painted any of those minis yet, and in fact, I do at some point plan to paint these models on this channel. We're gonna do the full starter set eventually for a future stream. But yeah. What a zenithal prime does in a nutshell is it simulates light, or like the sun shining down directly on top of the model, as if the sun were at its highest point in the sky during the day, or its zenith, hence the name zenithal priming. This gives us a good idea of like where light would fall on this miniature in like a quote-unquote realistic way, and adds just this layer of dynamism to our painting that we're going to definitely want in order for everything to make to make everything pop. I mean, and the way you achieve this is with you can achieve this with like just like a paintbrush, but I like to use my airbrush to achieve it because it's much easier, much faster to do. What I did was I took my black primer and prime the whole model over in black, and then what I would do is I would take my mid-tone, which is this color, Vallejo model color French Mirage Blue, and if this is like a default angle so to speak to fire the airbrush at the model at, we'll call this being perpendicular roughly to the model. I would first fire the airbrush at my model at an angle kind of like this, relative to where it was before. So it'd be like, this is what I mean when I say at an angle, and then spray the French Mirage Blue in a cone all over this model at an angle. And then to top it off, I use Vallejo Pale Sand, which is kind of like a warmer off-white at a higher angle relative to the model, and then spray that all over in a cone to simulate the brightest part of the light pretty much. And that overall creates this gorgeous like three-tone zenithal effect that's going to make the paint job that goes on top of this look very, very cool. I would love to show y'all this step on stream for my Sisters of Battle, but because I don't have like a complete spray booth setup yet, I can't really show y'all that step on stream without running the risk of potentially damaging my equipment, which I would rather not do, please and thank you. So I will be completing the zenithal priming step for these minis off stream, and then you can check out my Instagram at c_is_for_creation, also links down in the description below, for project updates, just to see what I'm getting up to offline with these gals pretty much. So let me zoom back out. But one thing we are going to do, or at least start to do before we end off the stream for tonight, is we are going to do some base decoration. So I got lots of little tidbits for that. Got some modeling materials from the army painter here. Got some rocks. Got some just generic dirt right here. And we are going to use our bottle of just standard PVA glue here. Elmer's glue to decorate these minis now. Elmer's glue dries slower than like super glue, but over time will actually create a much stronger bond, and most importantly, isn't as much of a pain in the butt to get on your hands as super glue is. So let's just get into this. Let me just tuck all this away too. We don't need these sprues anymore. Bye bye sprues. Thanks for everything. And what we might also do too is we might also add a bit of variety by adding some gosh, I don't know, we might add some like texture paint. I got some texture paint in here too that we could potentially use as well. This stuff is really cool. This texture paint, A Girl on Earth, is designed to like be painted onto the base of the miniature, and then slowly over time it like crackles to create a cracked earth effect. It's very cool, very useful for making your minis sort of pop just that much more. So let's get into this. Actually, let me shake this up because I haven't used this glue in a while. There we go. All right. So to make this easier on ourselves, what we're going to do is we're going to pop this open. Pop this open. See, it's all ready to go in there. Yep. And we are going to just take a sister that we know for sure is dry and we can hold securely. We are going to take let me actually grab one of these real quick. We're going to take a paintbrush that we do not love, that we do not cherish, because it's about to get ruined here in like 2 seconds. This one will do just fine. Pretty sure that's like the cheapest brush in my collection. I think it literally cost me like pennies to buy. We're going to take that paintbrush and apply our PVA glue to the base. Kind of somewhat generously. Like not too crazily. And apply that all around the model as best as we can in as many places as we can. And now we're going to spread it out using this paintbrush. Might add a little bit more because that doesn't look like quite enough, but also it's important to just like keep a careful like balance, I suppose you can say, because this stuff is stronger than it might seem. Make sure we get the under part right there too on the inside between her robes, and that should be ready. So now we're just going to dip that in there, and look at that, boom, instantaneously we have our gravel texture. And if there's any excess later on, we can always just knock it off with our fingers. Actually, I'm going to shake a little bit of it off right now because some of it's like super duper loose, so we can still do that. Gonna clean up the rim a little bit just to make sure we have a nice rim to work with. All right. And there's some very simple basing for us right there. In a little bit, once this PVA starts to dry, we'll add some maybe like rocks on top of this as well. But for now, we'll just move on to the rest of the models. This is honestly one of my favorite parts of the... Oh, shoot. Pop that one off by mistake. Yeah, it's okay. Quick fix, quick fix. Like I've said last week, if anything is to go wrong during this entire process, it is good that it is going wrong now and not at a point later on down the line, because that would suck severely if it did. Let's fix that up real quick. Alright. Alright, so this sister is going to get set aside while she oh my god. Christian, you oh my god. Christian, you silly goober. Okay, let's see. Alright. Go. Once we're sure that this is on securely, we will move on here. Let me slide her over a little bit because she's dangling off the edge a little bit right there. Readjust that. There we go. As I was trying to say before, this we're going to bench this sister while she dries in order to ensure that what we don't want is any plastic cement reacting with the PVA glue. It's going to create this like really weird like yellowy goopy mess that's just going to make our model look kind of ugly, so we don't want that. So we got to make sure that that is dry enough to operate with before we can touch that sister again. So for now, we simply move on to another sister. Like so. I won't worry about doing all these right now. I'll do as many as we can get to before our time here runs out. Because now that I've gotten to this step, I will be logging off promptly at around 10 p.m. like we did last time, because that's when I said I would. And I want to make sure everyone can get back to their evenings nice and promptly. Especially because I appreciate y'all taking the time out of your evening to be here in the first place, and I don't want to take up any more out of it than I am due. So what you might have noticed is I only put like glue on some parts of the gravel here, or some parts of the base here, in order to catch gravel on the sides, because what I want to do now is I want to take some of this crackle paint and I want to apply it to the midsection right here just to create some variation in the base and kind of make it look like, like a different part of the same scene pretty much is what I'm thinking, And as another example of that, this sister right here already has like a rock that she's standing on. So what I'm thinking is we'll put some PVA glue around like the base of the rock and then leave the rest of it alone. Again, just to create that sort of nice variation. And you can see even here too, like in this little part right here, there is a little bit of dirt already underneath the rock too, like right here. So that's just gonna like bring some nice emphasis to that. I learned a lot about landscaping as I've learned to get better at like my mini painting and decorating. Like literally I've looked up so many reference images of like landscapes, especially like the ones I want to emulate in my bases, just to make it look as like sort of like true to life as possible, really. There's a lot of research and study that goes into this when you start getting to like the nitty gritty of everything, Let's see. Catch some more of that over there, and that is looking pretty good and just about like what we want. So now, there we go. Nice. That looks great. Hopefully y'all can start to see why I like this so much now. If you didn't know already. If you didn't see the appeal before. This is definitely where the fun part begins. And then what we're going to do is once we finish decorating the bases, the entire thing with the base decoration on there is going to receive a zenithal prime. And we're going to prime with the base decorations already on for 2 reasons. One, it makes it much easier to decorate later on when we already have a painted miniature ready to go. And number 2, it allows us to control the color of our terrain too. For those of you who were here last time and you saw like my previous sisters that I've worked on, you noticed that I kind of have them like in a sort of like ashen wasteland that implies that they like, you know, they've already been through with like all their flamers and like burned a lot of stuff down. So I want to turn this brown gravel into a grayish, like almost like ashen white gravel. And so I'll be painting on top of this once it's fully dry and once I prime it along with the miniature itself. So there you go. All right, we're gonna try. I'm trying to think how much gravel should we put on this one? I think we'll go like. You know what we'll do? We'll do like little mounds. We'll do like little mounds of gravel on this one instead. So like do a little bit there. We'll do like a little bit like maybe to the side. Kind of make it look like she's running past them. Yeah. This is also how you avoid boredom in the hobby too. Is by, you know, changing things up a bit on yourself, surprising yourself with like new like angles and whatnot as you're completing the same relatively menial tasks. It's very important to be able to surprise yourself every now and then. Yeah, see, look at that. That looks great. This is out. I'm gonna be real with y'all. This is my first time ever like trying this basing technique. I've been watching a bunch of YouTube tutorials in preparation to figure out how to do all this, and because I've been like looking to improve my basing for a long time, beyond just like the bare basics, and I think this is turning out quite nicely. I don't know. I think it looks pretty good, you know? Alright, so I think for this one, we're going to have like her foot coming out of a mound of dirt. So we're going to apply the PVA glue like over here-ish. Oh, you know what? We might actually apply some on top of this, whatever this like concrete step or whatever she's stepping on is here too. Kind of bury it in it. Yeah, okay. It's gonna be a little tricky to get it underneath her cape here, but let's give it a shot. All I have to do is kind of more deeply submerge the thing, and then we shake, shake, shake. Okay, that looks pretty good. It's a little more gravel than I was anticipating being around the foot, but also then again, I did kind of put a lot more glue on there than I probably should have, but it's okay. I like the way this looks. So we will indeed roll with them. Just knock off some of the excess right here. Yeah, this stuff is really fun to play around with, guys. Okay. I like that. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. So I have a little bit of a hard time getting it on the foot right there. Let's try to... There I go. Take a quick minute now to kind of brush back some of the fallen bits and pieces of dirt back into my container here, just so I can not lose all of that. Let me find a brush for this actually. Yeah, here we go. I like to use this brush as like a broom sort of to clean my workstation whenever I'm working with like little particulates like this. Helps keep everything nice and tidy. Makes cleaning much, much easier. Just gonna take a quick moment to clean this up, and so I don't have to do it later on. that off there, and then back into Zika. ASMR stream. You're funny. Hi everybody, and welcome back to Warhammer ASMR with I don't know. I don't, is that what they do? I've literally never seen any ASMR. So like all I know is that they just make sounds in a way that makes you go please let me know if I did that right. I probably didn't. Anyway, let's see here. Alright, that looks pretty clean. Like, what would I do? Would I just, like, what? I just, like, brush the... Is this what you mean I, like, brush the microphone? Like this? God, I hope I didn't just get any of that shit inside of my, fucking microphone. I'd be pissed if I did. Let's see. I think we'll do another sort of nearly full base one to sort of balance out the other one that we did too. You see, the difference between mistakes and deliberate artistic choices is repetition. They say this in music all the time, you know, repetition legitimizes, repetition legitimizes, repetition legitimizes. And I think that's very true to like all forms of art, especially like mini painting. Like when you make a mistake and you decide to roll with it, right? The rolling with it is just like doing the same thing over and over again and integrating it as a part of your process, you know? Happy little accidents, as Bob Ross would say, you know? Happy little accidents. Just a happy little accident. Okay, let's get more of our white Elmer's glue. Sorry, I was just looking for an excuse to say white like Bob Ross would, since we were talking about him, you know. I said about chicka bow wow. That's what my baby said. Bow bow bow. And my heart starts pumping. Chicka chicka choo wow. Never gonna stop. Kitchy kitchy goo means that I love you. Alright, there we go. And we just dip and turn. Dip and turn. Probably need a little bit more right there in the middle. Alright. And what I might do is I might take some of my matte acrylic varnish when I go to Zenithal Prime these, and I might just spray that all over the base just to lock this down. Actually, wait, do I still have that bottle? Did I throw it away? No, I didn't throw it away. What I could use is actually this bottle I've made. This is a little concoction called Midwinter Medium. The YouTube channel Midwinter Minis has a tutorial on how to make this stuff. What this is a 50-50 mix of acrylic matte medium and water with a little bit of dish soap mixed in there to break the surface tension between the two, just so they can mix properly. This stuff is very useful in a lot of different cases. It can be used to thin your paints. It can be used as a varnish to protect your miniatures. It can be used as like an adhesive for putting like little decals on like on vehicles, terrain, etc. Very useful stuff. I made this bottle like 8 months ago and it has gotten me like very, very far. Okay. By now, this mini, I suspect, is ready. It still looks a little shiny, but it should be workable at this point. So we're going to take a chance and make a way. You're welcome, America. You're welcome, world. Okay. I'm just gonna dip a little bit right there. Letting the elmers dry longer while the bases in the basing material will help. Wait, letting the elmers dry longer while the bases in the base material will help more stick and have a stronger bond. Okay, that's good to know. That is good to know. Thanks, Ultra Lord. Let me see. Oh, yes, I see what you mean. I definitely see what you mean. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. It does make sense. They'd whisper, rub random objects against the microphone, tap their fingernails on stuff, play certain sounds. Fascinating. I did not know. This is I guess this is about ASMR streams. Okay, that makes sense. I know like what ASMR is very broadly. I just don't know like what they ever like specifically do on there. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. Fascinating. Okay. So that's that. Let's add some rocks. Let's see. If the basing material I've already applied starts like flaking off at any point, I think what I might do is I might just like go back and add like a second layer or something. Just because all the glue is already sort of covered up on them. Add a little bit of glue. Take a rock from our collection. One thing that hobbyists will often do is they'll like go out to their backyard or something, and they will like go and grab like basing materials like, you know, like rocks and dirt and gravel from the outdoors. I, however, live in a city, and I fear that the natural basing material that would be available to me is not only few and far between, but also probably just not the best thing to bring into one's home. But yeah. Just clean up my station a little bit here because I see I spilled some more gravel here by mistake. Not using it from Phineas and Ferb. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I listened to that soundtrack on my phone like when I'm walking to work in the mornings, or like when I'm on my way to work in the mornings. That's like it's my like get up and move music, is the Phineas and Ferb original soundtrack, which is streaming on all platforms. Especially like when Busted comes on. I feel like such a badass when Busted comes on. Gotta love Gitchy Gitchy Goo too. Squirrels in my pants. They were using simp before it was cool, you know. Just saying. Alright. Uh-oh. Perfect. And that is sticking, yes. Not really, it seems. I mean, I forget. I've only used super glue for applying rocks to bases before. So I don't know if like PVA is the best. Ultra Lord, let me know. these rocks are kind of made out of foam. So, like, I don't know, PVA might not be the best for it, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Maybe I just wasn't using enough, honestly. Because I've seen people use PVA glue for, like, rocks and stuff. I'm not just making that up as I go, or anything like that. These rocks just have a really weird geometry to them. They don't really have, like, a lot of flat surface area, which would be, like, ideal for sticking stuff to them, you know? Let's see, what do I want to do with this base instead? Let's try to put a rock, like, right in there. Elmer's is fine for large rocks too, probably. Okay, that's good to know. Let's see, I probably need to get a little more hands-on here. Oh, hold on, let me move this, because this is a disaster waiting to happen if I set this on the edge of my desk. Super glue is not any worse, I'd say, too. So that's just preference. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. I just didn't feel like going to grab any gloves, because I like to wear gloves when working with super glue. So I just figured the Elmer's would work just fine. I wear some disposable Nerd Trial gloves whenever I'm working with like super glue or working with my airbrush. Use our emotional support tweezers here to emotionally support this rock. There we go. I think I'll also go ahead and start applying a little bit of texture paint too. Let me close up our glue here so it doesn't dry out on us, of course. Let's close this up real quick. Where's the other lid? Here we go. Put those back over there on my shelf. So now we're gonna grab this and grab our little texture tool here. I have this texture tool for like spreading out all the texture paint nice and evenly. I'm just gonna shake this up a little bit. Okay. How are we doing on time? Oh, great. Terrific. Alright, let's apply some texture paint here. Oop, there we go. It's been a while since I've used this stuff. I don't think I've used this since like I worked on my I want to say my Sandstone Necron project was the last time I used any of my Grillin Earth. So we're just going to take our spreader here and we're just going to spread that all over the inside right here. Now, the more texture paint we place in a given spot, the more pronounced the effect is going to be, generally speaking. And I only want to do it in a few select areas. I want to make the effect sort of stand out more by only using it rather like sparingly. So we're not going to cover the entire naked part and the entirety of the naked parts of the base with it, but you know, we're going to cover a decent amount of it. Enough for it to, you know, show up. Just like you all did to the stream tonight. Ain't Got No Rhythm was always your favorite Phineas and Ferb song. That's a whole mood. Ain't Got Rhythm slaps. You Snuck Your Way Right Into My Heart, also a banger. All the Love Handle songs really slapped in my opinion. Maybe that's just like my love for classic rock in general and like love ballads and shit showing. And in fact, it definitely is. But I mean, like, is that really such a bad thing? Yeah, no, yeah.
That's the gist. You got the gist of it across. I get you. I get you. So yeah, those little puddles of brown paint, they don't really look like anything right now, but maybe in like the few minutes we have left, we'll even start to see like some effects crop up. We'll see some of the cracks start to show as that paint continues to dry. We'll apply some crackle paint right here too. Put it right there. Apply a little bit more, just so we get a more dramatic effect in select areas. Alright. Okay, that should be plenty. Let's do one more. We'll just do like a little pool of it right here underneath the sister. There we go. Doesn't need much. And then once all this is primed and painted on top of, it's all going to just be sort of drawn together into one cohesive terrain feature. Or at least that's the hope. That's the idea, at least. Ooh, we are getting a lot done in these 3 hours. Much more productive 3 hours than last time, especially because we have no technical hiccups this time. There we go. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. I think a couple of these could use some more rocks. Oh, I don't have any paper towel in here with me. Shoot. Oh, yes I do. Perfection. Let's use this to clean up my texture tool real quick before I set it back down on my mat here. Alright. Close this up for now so it doesn't dry out. Put that back in our drawer. And I'll grab some more rocks. Who doesn't need more rocks in their life? Miners don't really need more rocks in their life. Stonemasons probably have a sufficient amount of rock in their life. Steve I probably has enough rock in his life too. There's a little classic rock joke for those of you who appreciate that sort of thing. Yeah, let's grab our glue. All right. Ooh, that's a big old glob of glue. See, I like this rock. I think this rock looks pretty good. Okay, kind of put a really big glob right there, but the good news is because it's PVA glue, it's going to dry on transparent, so no matter how much we put on there, it should be fine since most of it is covered up anyway. And I think just for a little bit more flair, we're going to add another rock. Get a little bit more oomph. I'm going to find one that's like a decent fit. Yeah, this looks good. that's probably just gonna need a little bit more time to dry than it would have if I hadn't used so much. Alright. Oh, and I just moved them. Silly me. That's okay, let's just get them locked in place here. Those look pretty locked in to me. I think we're good. Alright. I think we're going to just, we got 5 minutes left. I think we are good to leave it there for the night. So there you go. We've now finished our construction more or less. Still got a little bit more to do, but I'll finish that offline. And also do the priming step. That way next week when y'all come back, we will be all set to paint finally. Very excited to show y'all my painting process. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So definitely come back next week and tune in right here at Chimera Games, at Chimera Games here on YouTube, right here at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next Thursday, which, wow, oh my gosh, that's going to be March already. How the heck did we get here already, y'all? Thank y'all so much for joining me. As always, it was great having y'all as company as I do my little nerdy thing here tonight and do some hobbying. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. Like I said, this has been really fun for me to do so far, and I look forward to doing more of this in the future. So thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for your support. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell as well. That way you know exactly when I go live, and when I upload shorts or videos to this channel as well, some of which will be coming in the future. When in the future, that's for me to know and for you to find out by making sure you hit that subscribe button. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you so much for your support. It means a lot to me. Share this with people you know and love too. If you do feel so inclined, I would greatly appreciate it. Once again, we are trying to hit that 1,000 subscriber goal by the end of this year, by December 31st, 2023. And it would mean so much to me if we could get there. So help me out, y'all, please. And thank you so much in advance. Until the next time, I will be here, Jay chillin', living life, and I hope you yourself have a very chill rest of your evenings, y'all. Take care.